Stories of an Aircraft Builder. The story of Snukki and Wotan. As many of you have already noticed, my airplanes are constantly being given names. Most of the time it's due to some funny circumstances. Today I want to tell you the story of Snukki and Wotan. Although Snukki is not my airplane, it is a sibling of Wotan, which is mine, and Wotan is once again a triplane. It was late in 2005 when I was contacted and asked by a 14-year-old boy if he could work with me during the vacations. Another little airplane nut. Of course it would be possible. So we discussed things with Alexandra and we told him that he should just come over with his parents and we would sit and talk about it. And so one day Marvin came along with his father and mother and took a look. He then asked if it would be possible to visit for 2 weeks during the vacations and if he could build something for himself with my help during this time. And so we took him in. During the daytime he was with me in the workshop, and at night he spent it at our home with us like a third son in the house. His dream was to build his own airplane. He came to visit a few more times and seemed really serious about it, and who am I to stop a youngster like him? I then made him the suggestion that I would take over the material expenses for 2 triplanes if he would be willing to build both under my guidance and with my help, of course. Whatever was suitable for installation in the airplanes was taken over, whereby he was always allowed to choose the better or more beautiful one for his airplane. Certification for his aircraft was of course his own responsibility, and his father helped him with this. Everything was agreed with his parents and the material was procured. He was always there immediately during all school vacations and was full of enthusiasm for his work. We joked about the names of the airplanes and he said his triplane was his Snukki. To be honest, I don't really remember how my triplane came to be called Wotan. Marvin was really committed and pushed his project forward. We built the fuselages and wings for the 2 planes together. In the middle of this, a certain Jose Morales came up with the idea of asking me for a triplane as well. I discussed everything with Marvin and he agreed to build it too. I didn't leave the boy alone with it, but worked on it with him after work, showing him how to do it and guiding him. The airplanes grew steadily alongside each other and alongside all the other projects that were going on at the factory, as we started to call it. Of course, it dragged on for the few next years, but it was also a nice project. There were 4 triplanes now in the making. Why 4 now? Well, there was a triplane for me, Wotan. Then there was the triplane for Marvin, Snukki. Then the one for Jose Morales, and because we were in the middle of it, we added a 4th fuselage. You couldn't be sure that another call wouldn't suddenly come from New Zealand and Peter Jackson would want a triplane also. I don't want to say too much about this now. We'll hear more about it later. It was just important for me to include Snukki and Wotan now, as they belong to these years, and I would have to jump back in a later story. So, dear friends, these airplanes will be mentioned later again. That will have to suffice for now. There will also have to be short episodes of stories of an aircraft builder.